Hello, hello. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching my video, whenever you are watching my video. So I did part one of cutting cords, and as always, I have my notes here. So in part one, I discussed your energy and cording with others, and how some cords are definitely stronger than others, and narrowing cords versus cutting cords, knowing that cutting cords can backfire on you, especially if it's like a negative. You're dealing with a really negative, toxic person, and you cut them off right away. That can backfire. It's almost like uh, doing a spell that is not coming from the heart on someone else. Love, whether it be love spell, etc. And I do believe in spells and rituals when it comes to that. So it's kind of like that. Um, so we spoke about that. I like not only teaching you from what my mentors have taught me, but also I like to teach you from my own experience. And as my teacher says, cords of love are definitely stronger. And from experience, I do know that. I've experienced it. So this cord is more difficult to narrow, right? Because it is so strong. And if you've been with someone for so many years, decades, it could be a really strong cord to narrow, and to narrow to the point where it's gone, right? So it could be a lot more difficult. Um, my experience with this was, and still sometimes is, very difficult with a few people, but mostly one. So you can love someone so deeply, but there are times when that cord just has to disappear, right? For your own greater good, for your peace of mind, for your forgiveness of yourself, and for that person who hurt you, abandoned you, left you feeling terrible, right? And who needs that energy or toxicity around? So you have to be in the right mindset, and this is really important. You have to be in the right mindset to sit down and do what you have to do, right? When it comes to cutting cords, and the actual, I'll call it a ceremony of cutting cords. So when you're doing a cutting cord ceremony, forgive me, you definitely have to be in that mind where you are on a high vibrational level, where you're feeling good, you're feeling at peace. It has to feel right to you when it comes to any sort of rituals, or any sort of divination that you are about to perform. It is extremely important that you are grounded, you're balanced, you feel good, that you're not in any sort of negative vibrational state, so to speak. So you want to be happy, you want to be ready for it, and be open to whatever it is you are about to do. Okay. So, and I hope this all makes sense and I'm not just babbling. So, um, we did that. We have to be in the right mindset. Um, Lower, and always remember that if you walk around with a lower vibration, woe is me, I'm sad, it's everyone else's fault, everyone is to blame, I did nothing wrong, it's everyone else's fault. Uh, you know, you're walking around in a lower frequency, and you will never receive what you want to manifest when you are in that frequency. I promise you that. Never, never, never. So what I want to do today is go into a meditation that you can do that actually is the beginning of narrowing that cord. And it's not really the beginning, I shouldn't have said that. This is a meditation that you can use on the daily if you need to. If you are that tied to a person who is not good for you, who brings you down, who's abusive, who's toxic, etc., and you want to cut that cord and you're having a very hard time doing so, and I get that. I totally get that. Okay, so, but there is a meditation that you can do. And so, I'm going to walk you through it right now. But before I do, I want to tell you that if you are into crystals, if you happen to have rose quartz, which is this beautiful, and it actually, I just noticed today that it actually does look like a heart, doesn't it? It's so cute. Wait, maybe I can hold my smoky quartz at the same time, but if you look at it, it kind of does look like a heart-shaped rose quartz. Rose quartz is for love, and I have some notes here about rose quartz from my teacher Athena. But what rose quartz does is it's a stone of the mother and all love stones, right? So rose quartz is it. But also, grab my notes, it raises the frequency of peace and love in your space, and that's what's most important. And encourages love for humanity as a whole. So rose quartz is so powerful. I love rose quartz. This also activates the heart chakra. So you can always lay down or hold rose quartz when you want to work with your heart chakra. And do some meditations on that. And we'll get into that later in some other videos when it comes to working with chakras. Some of the sound healing that I'll be doing for you will involve crystals as well. So that's the first one that I would recommend before doing this meditation, or holding on to them, having them close to you is, it will help you. So selenite, and I love selenite. I have pieces of selenite. Hang on. I have pieces of selenite here. This is selenite. So I love selenite. It's extremely protective. It's grounding. And what my teacher explained is that it also is very good for the crown chakra. All right. So it clears and purifies spaces, raises vibrations, promotes clarity, joy, higher realm connection. So when you do want to connect with your loved ones, spirit guides, angels, etc., selenite is great. Do not ever get this wet. It will ruin it. It'll take away its properties. So selenite is always a good one to hold during this meditation that I'm going to show you. So black obsidian. Black obsidian, which I do believe that, I have one in my hand already, but I believe that this is also black obsidian. But this piece right here is, it's either kyanite or obsidian. This one is obsidian. Black obsidian is great for protection. It's a powerful, protective, cleansing earth star and root chakra stone. So also a very good stone to work with. Smoky quartz, always grounding. This is one of my favorite crystals that I own. The reason being, it's beautiful, by the way, but it fits perfectly in my hand. When I picked this at the store, it felt so good. And when you hold smoky quartz, at least for me, if I'm stressed out, if I'm anxious, I can hold this and I immediately feel calm. And it's amazing. It's great. So you can hold on to smoky quartz as well. And as always, pure old crystal quartz, one of the most powerful of all. And it clears the energy of all your other stones, but always good to have for clarity, for balance, for strength, all of the above, really. Straight crystal quartz is amazing. So if you have these stones or crystals, you may want to hold them as you do a cutting cord ceremony. And this is really a meditation. We'll call it a meditation, not a ceremony. That is really easy to do, but intention is everything. So always put your intention behind what you're doing when it comes to anything in life, let alone when you are meditating or wanting to manifest something. Intention is number one. So like I said, if you happen to have rose quartz, keep them near you or hold them in your hand as you're meditating. I do like to hold them in my hand as I'm meditating. Sit in a chair, feet flat on the ground, all right? So let me back off just a little bit. I know you're not gonna see my feet flat on the ground, and it is important that you do sit up straight and that your feet are flat on the ground. The reason why is that you are grounding with Mother Earth, right? And your root chakra can go straight down into Gaia. So any negativity you want to release right in there. So what I want you to do is close your eyes. And I'll give you a few minutes. Close your eyes. And take a few very deep breaths. One more. Beautiful. Keep your eyes closed. And I want you to see the person that you wish to narrow the cord with standing right in front of you. This is a visualization meditation. So keep your eyes closed and see the person standing right in front of you. And then I want you to see a cord that goes from your solar plexus to the other person's solar plexus. Now this cord can be white light, which I prefer to use. I love white light, but it's a cord. So picture a cord and white light, or it can be a golden light. If you prefer gold light, make it a gold light. It's really what works for you. There's no right way. Really, you know, as long as it's coming from the heart and your intention is into it. So as you are in this space of seeing this person in front of you, I want you to slowly see this cord narrow just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. Narrow it as you are ready to narrow it. Narrow it as much as you are ready to narrow that cord. You do not need to narrow the cord right away, and I do not recommend that you do. I recommend that you do this meditation. You can do it on the daily, you can do it once a week, but with this certain individual, every day, or whenever you choose to do it, that cord narrows just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And as this is happening for you, and as you practice this in your daily life, you will feel lighter. You will have a sense of power, like taking your power back. And you'll also realize that you're not thinking about that person as much, right? So if it's someone that you think about every day, that will slowly go away, and your thoughts, you're going to notice that, wow, I didn't think about that person much today. So I want you to practice this. Like I said, I do encourage using tools to work with this, meaning crystals. Light a candle. Light candles. I always have candles lit, as you can see. Light an incense. Be in a space that is comfortable for you. You can put on some music and just go ahead and do your work. And in a way, this is work. If there are any questions that you have, or if you like this video, please click that you like it. Let me know any comments or questions you have. I'm more than happy to answer. Have a great evening, everyone.